No, you got your man out there doing bigger and better things, okay? And I blame, Trey asked a good question. How did it get so bad? I blame y'all. Because y'all been sitting on the fucking sidelines, letting these women do this bullshit, not setting boundaries, not telling women no, fuck off. And that's why we do what you allow us to do. You are one I love to hate and hate to love, but at the end of the day, I love you, baby girl. Come on, the battle, let's go, please. Let's go. You're going to be in market, but you might go back limping. What's going on? What's going on? To all my embracers. It's been a minute since y'all seen me. June was a real hectic month for me. But with that being said, I'm here. I'm ready. I'm Grace from Embrace the Grace. So to any of my new embracers that are here, welcome. Don't forget to press the like button, subscribe, and share. Guys, I really need you to help me get to 1,000 subscribers by my birthday, which is November 7th. So I really hope that you guys can help me accomplish this goal, because it's something that means a lot to me, and it'll show that you have embraced me and you have embraced the Grace channel. So with that being said, you can always find me here on Thursday nights. You can find me on, shout out to the Black Man Unfiltered on network. You can find me there on Monday nights, causing mayhem on their network. And you can also find me as a panelist on Tuesday nights, flipping tables, with shout out to Lost in Translation and Black Man Unfiltered, and all over these YouTube streets on different panels. I'm also on Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat. And all my contact information is in the bio. Keep coming. I mean, you guys have been awesome, sending me emails, sending me topic show ideas, sending me shorts, videos. Keep them coming, because I do use them, and I do take it with a grain of salt that you guys are excuse me. You guys are supporting me. And over here, we have the discussions that are uncomfortable, that are messy. Even I'm uncomfortable tonight with this topic, but it's necessary. It's necessary so us as men and women can become better. Because when we know better, we do better. And when we do better, we become better versions of ourselves. So what are we talking about tonight? But before I do that, you guys all know that it is necessary to go over the rules, because it seems like, excuse me, it seems like some people just don't have etiquette when it comes to being on a panel, or they don't have no home training when it comes to being in a chat. So it has come to this where I have to put the rules down. I will enforce them, and my mods, do your job. I have embraced you because I appreciate you so much. I love the fact that you come in and support me. So that's the reason for the wrench. I don't charge for the wrench. I give you a wrench because I feel that you deserve it. And I trust that you would do the right thing. So with that being said, let's go over this very quickly. We will not overtalk others, especially moi, the host. We will be respectful. We will wait till a person's thought is finished before we cut them in. I will allow the back and forth. I will allow it to get spicy, but I will not allow sign language. We will not shame. We will not insult. We will not guilt trip anybody. And there is no need to be right. This is a conversation. This is nothing to have to prove to somebody. This is for entertainment and informative purposes. So again, when we know better, we do better. And that's all I'm trying to do. And second, third rule is please stay on topic. We tend to get derailed, and sometimes it's good. But when we get so deep into the rabbit hole, it takes up a lot of my time, my guest time, people in the chat. I know we all have lives, and you guys all know that people's attention span is not that long. I don't want you guys to leave because it's getting too long. I want you guys to stay and stay till the end. So please stay on topic. You will have a 3-strike rule. If it gets too much, then I'll have to do what I have to do. But please stay on topic. And speaking of topic, what are we talking about? This show is dedicated to my men in honor of June, because June is Men's Health Awareness Month. And I'm doing this show because it's something that a lot of, especially men, don't like to talk about. And it's also something that women really don't know about, what men go through. And they show no empathy or sympathy for their men in their life. So what are we talking about tonight? We are talking about erectile dysfunction. ED. Yes. Trust me. I'm here. I'm a female. I'm a woman, and I'm talking about this because this is big. This is big for our men, our husbands, our brothers, our fiancés, our boyfriends, our sneaky links, whatever the case may be. Because at one time or another, y'all men are going to experience this. And I just want to arm you with the information and the awareness of when this happens, what to do, where to go, how to take care of it. I really want to talk about what is erectile dysfunction, what causes erectile dysfunction, why does erectile dysfunction happen, and what can be done. So you don't have to get ready because you'll already be ready. And trust me, this is happening more than you guys think, at a very, very concerning rate. So let's get into it. Okay. I'm going to put the link in the chat to all my men who want to come up here. I mean, I will keep it respectful. I understand, that some of you guys may not want to share your private information, and I get it. I get it because it's a very personal thing. And when people don't know something, they either fear it or they ignore it. And to my men, I love y'all. I respect y'all. I have mad appreciation for y'all, and I value y'all. And we need y'all. And we need those penises to be hard and stay hard. But there's a lot of things going on. So let's get into it. What is erectile dysfunction, aka ED? So if you hear me say ED, it is an abbreviation for erectile dysfunction. So let's get into it, because anybody that knows me or anybody that's been to my show knows that I just don't come up here and talk my shit. I actually do research. I talk to people. I connect with people that I think will add value to the show, because I'm really in this. I'm really doing this for a purpose, intentionally and mindfully. So with that being said, what is ED? ED, erectile dysfunction, is the inability of a man to maintain an erection sufficient enough for satisfying sexual activity, not getting firm enough for sexual intercourse. Having erection trouble from time to time isn't necessarily a cause for concern, but it needs to be addressed. It's an increasing issue, ladies and gentlemen. ED is most certainly a growing concern. This increase is likely due to a number of reasons. Why? Well, the main one is age. Y'all men who are studs now and banging them out will get older. The body doesn't function like it used to. And there are things that we have to change during the course of our lives in order to maintain a level of healthiness. So age is a risk factor, because we all know that the US population is steadily growing older. Also, obscenity and related conditions such as diabetes, heart disease, which are also on the rise, which makes risk factors for ED on the rise. Understanding the size and scope of ED is more important than ever, my guys. It really is. It really is. Many people think that ED is an older man issue. But let me start cooking for y'all so I can set the table so y'all can eat. ED affects younger men as well. And I know y'all men in y'all 20s and 30s think that this can't happen to you. But let me tell you something. The data suggests that the number of people under 40 seeking medical attention for ED is increasing. 8% for young men between the ages of 20 to 29. 11% for men in the age range of 30 to 39. It's when I was doing this research, I was baffled by this. How can a young man that young be going through ED? And let me tell you something. It's the over sexualization that we expose our young people to at a very early age. And the readily accessible availability of porn. You young men are watching porn at a very much earlier age. You have very easy access to it, and you're getting addicted. And when you get addicted to porn, and then all of a sudden you find yourself with a real human, a woman, it won't go up because you're so addicted to porn. You've been exposed to sex at such an early age that it really messes with your psyche. So please, to my young men, don't think that this is an old man's medical issue. It's creeping up on y'all. At any age, making adjustments is vital. At any age, even if you're 20, if you're 30, if you're 40, if you're 50, at any age, making adjustments such as lowering stress, exercising more, watching less porno can help problems with ED and boost your overall health. I mean, come on. We really gotta crack this nut open, literally, for a better lack of words. So let's start talking about the signs and symptoms of ED. So we all know that the main one is not being able to get an erection or hold an erection. Sometimes, but not every time that you want to have sex. Not having an erection to last long enough for sex. And the ability to not to be able to have an erection at any time. What is happening when ED is happening? Well, most often, the blood flow in the penis is limited or nerves are harmed. There's a lot of stress and emotional reasons. And this can be an early warning. And to my ladies, let me holler at you real quick. We have to understand that your man, your boyfriend, your husband, your sneaky link, whatever the case may be, this is a very sensitive, humiliating, and uncomfortable conversation. And men just don't like to talk about this. But we're going to talk about it tonight. Because again, it's necessary. And this is why exactly I'm embracing this topic. Again, June is National Men's Health Awareness Month. And I'm coming out with this. Because this is happening more than people would like to admit. So we have to learn to be empathetic, ladies. We have to be sympathetic and become part of the solution versus part of the problem. Again, erectile dysfunction can cause a man to feel many emotions. He can be embarrassed, frustrated, feel guilty, ashamed, angry, or inadequate, which can only lead to more long-term emotions like anxiety and depression. So this is real. This is real. Because this is happening. And it's happening to our young men at a much younger age. Why? Because we got mothers twerking in the bathroom with their 3 sons in a G-string. Because we have women dressing inappropriately and young males are watching this. They're strolling through their Instagram. They're seeing things and being exposed to things at a very much earlier age. And it's not age appropriate. We have to understand that what we expose our children to at an early age will be detrimental to them in their development to adulthood, young adulthood. Why do you think that they put PG-13, R-rated on movies? They do the same thing with music. They do the same thing with movies, videos, games that you play on PS5, Xbox, whatever the case may be. There's a reason why they do this. Because they want to make sure that it's age appropriate. The brain is still developing, and there are certain things that shouldn't be exposed to little people. They don't have the capability. Hold on, I got a guest already ready to come up here on the panel. Let me bring in Mr. Best. How you doing, fam?
Hey, Grace, what's going on?
Not much over here, tackling a hard topic over here. You know how we do over here. You know what I'm saying? In honor of Men's Health Awareness Month, you know, Best, a lot of young men think that this can't happen to them or it's not going to happen to them. But the case is that it's happening. And I don't know how much you've heard of what I've already said. I don't expect you to get into your personal business. You know, it's already, uncomfortable situation, but we're going to tackle it. We're going to.
It ain't uncomfortable for me. I'm good. I'm healthy. Very healthy.
I hear you. I hear you. And I need you to stay healthy. That's why I'm
Yeah.
doing this show. For the ones that are healthy, stay healthy. For the ones that are not healthy, let's get it right. Let's get it right, because I don't know if you heard me, but it is 8% of ED cases are happening to males between the ages of 20 and 29, and 11% of men between 30 and 39. Yeah. Yeah. Why is that? They're being exposed to sex at a much earlier age. They have porn readily available to them much easier now. They have access to sex much easier now. We got older women touching on our young boys, thinking it's cute and that you're teaching them about sex, when in actuality, you're really exposing them to something that they really don't have no business yet to be exposed to. So yeah, best 8% of the ED cases are happening to our young men between the ages of 20 and 29. And those are not the only reasons. And we're going to get through all the reasons. I mean, you can kind of guess a lot of the things already, but talk to me. What do I mean, besides the fact that you are very healthy, you know what I'm saying?
You're trying to get me in trouble tonight, yo. I'm telling you.
What is your perspective on this? Talk to me. Stop. I'm already nervous enough with this topic. But
Hey, man, I'm smiling from ear to ear right now. I'm laughing.
Hey, how you doing, Simon? Wife School Podcast. Thank you for coming. I appreciate you. Don't forget to press
The
the
white
like
school is
button.
funny.
Don't forget to subscribe and share. I'm trying to get to 1,000 by November 7th, and I need your help. I'm 2 away from 600. So it's doable. It's doable, guys. Embrace me. So what say you, Best? What you got to say about this so far, what I've said and put down on the table?
Grace right now got Nas Remember the Times in my head right now. Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Um
Have you come across any of your boys or family members that might have gone through this?
Nah, man.
Exactly my point, because men don't talk about it. You
Nah,
just prove.
we ain't we not swinging the bat that, you know what I mean, that's a little loose, you know what I'm saying? The bat's still strong over here. The swing's still good, baby. You know what I'm
I
saying?
hear
So,
you. I
you know
hear
what I
you.
mean? And I mean, I'm
But
gonna
the
just say this, right?
Go ahead.
Oh man. Okay, so gather around, brothers, and maybe sisters too, because maybe y'all just want to hear this. But
No, because
gather
they
around.
need to learn too what's going on with a man, instead of, oh, it's okay, maybe next time. Nah, you need to be your ass on the phone and calling a urologist or his
Maybe
primary.
next time. Whoa. Maybe
Yeah,
next
because
time.
it's
Hey,
okay, it happens. All that little bullshit that women say to try to soothe the man. But no, I mean, yeah, we want to soothe him at that moment, but we got to do something about it too. We can't just let that shit ride.
okay. Before
Eh,
before I use the before I use the restroom real quick, I'm gonna say this, right? Listen, for younger guys, all right. This is what you gotta do, all right. Look, man. You know what I mean. Number one, right? Great stop. You gotta protect yourself. Protect yourself at all times, all right. Make sure you are protecting yourself, all right. A lot of times, I think y'all run up into this because y'all don't be really using a protection like that, and y'all don't really be watching your man thing like that. So I think y'all just be running up and run up in all types of guts and all that, and y'all don't really be making sure it's safe up in there. You know what I mean? And that is right. You know what I mean? So yeah, when you keep running into, when you keep running into things and you're not really protecting yourself, oh, it's going to be you're gonna maybe experience some problems, but also it's a lot of things that y'all be doing too, man. A lot of the drugs y'all be doing. Cause I stayed away from that. I stayed away from a lot of the drugs, and I may have drank a few times here and there, but I wasn't doing no drugs. I wasn't smoking no weed. I may have smoked a black and mild here and there in my life, maybe a Newport, but that was about it, and that was sparingly. That was never on occasion. I mean, that wasn't like I said, that was on occasion basically. So that wasn't, on a regular basis. You know what I'm saying? So basically, like because I didn't do that, even though I didn't really eat the best foods at all times, you know what I'm saying? I avoided a lot of things that may have caused that. So a lot of the alcohol, drinking, and all. I wasn't doing none of that stuff, man. So you know what I mean? And that's the thing. You just gotta take care of your body. Love your body. It loves you back. As the great Nasir Jones would say, man, love your body and it loves you back. You know what I'm saying? So, and then as you get
Yeah.
older, I'm gonna say this, man. Once you hit about 34, 35, man, you want to start increasing that water, man. That water intake, you want to really start around 34, 35. You know what I mean? Around, I'll say from 18 to 33, you can kind of BS around a little bit. I'm not going to lie. You kind of BS. You can kind of wake up, drinking Mountain Dew in the morning. You know what I mean? You kind of BS a little bit. But once you hit about 34, 35, yeah, bro, you got to start drinking that water on a regular basis. It's like before you eat anything, right? Get some fruit up in you, get some water in you, right? Make sure that's a part of your diet regularly, especially once you hit 35, because that's when that colon cancer things start coming up, and you about to hit 40, so everything just start changing. Now, trust me, here's the thing: like when you get older, you can gain more stamina. I hope you know that. Like the stamina don't gotta go down, baby. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You just gotta. It's like an older car that could still run. You know what I mean? As long as you keep fine tuning that baby, and you add some new parts, and you make sure it's right, it could run just as good as the first day, if not better.
Yeah,
You
but
know what I'm
best
saying?
as you men get older, y'all testosterone levels do naturally start decreasing. So that's something you can't control. That's gonna happen, but you can maintain it by the everything that you was just saying. Eating right, exercising is a big one.
Mm-hmm.
Drinking more water, getting sleep. A lot of
Yeah.
y'all men are not getting enough sleep. You think that you can run off of 4 or 5 hours sleep? Oh, I don't need rest. I'll sleep when I die. Sleep is the cousin of death. But you need the body, like you said, the body's like a car. And if you don't take care of it, it won't take care of you. I've heard the biggest thing I've been asking a lot of people, because I'm about to turn 50 this year. And I've asked a lot of people in their 50s, how is that decade? And a lot of women tell me that that is the best decade in their life, because that's the decade where they finally realize that they don't give a shit what other people think about them. They don't care what they have to say. They're going to say it. But they also said that is an important decade to really, really pay attention to your health. Because if you want to get through the 60s and the 70s smoothly, you got to take preventive measures, just like you said. And that was the biggest takeaway that I took from speaking to people who are in their 50s and 60s. How, because you see some people that are so healthy and so vibrant in the 60s and 70s. I'm like, what the hell? And that's what they tell me. That is what they tell me, is make sure you pay attention to your health. Go to the doctor how you're supposed to. Go get your checkups. Go get that colonoscopy. Go get that mammogram. Go get all of that. All of that. Hold on one second. I got another guest on coming up. Give me 1 second. Add to the stage. How you doing, sir?
Hey there, Grace. I apologize for the late entry. I was had some people I was trying to get out of my house.
That coming up here talking about this, because just like wife school podcast said, she said men hit the wall too if they don't keep up with themselves. Absolutely.
Yeah, we hit a. I'm gonna be honest with you. When I hit 50, I'm now 59, but when I hit 50, everyone, even my doctor said, hey, you need to start going to get a prostate check. You need to do this. You need to do that because black men at a certain age, all these different things pop up. And I'm like, I'm fine. I'm good. Don't need to worry about it. I'm straight. Wouldn't bother me. I'm like, why? The old Army adage, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But that's not necessarily true because things will hit you at the weirdest moment. You wake up one morning and something is hurting you that never hurt you before, and you're trying to figure out what the hell is going on. So
exactly.
When people are telling you this, whether it's your doctor, whether it's your partner, whether it's your wife, whether it's a friend, take heed. I mean, there's always some good advice, and when someone else sees things that you don't see. And as black men, we think we're unbreakable,
invincible,
right? And because we have to be that way, dealing with our women, dealing with society, dealing with jobs. We have to feel like we're invincible, but we're not. The average black man on my side of the family does not make it past 75. And I made a promise. I'm going to be the first black man to get past 75.
In your family?
In my family.
I know that's right. Well, thank you for that. And the fact that you were okay sharing your age. So this is perfect because this is the age group. And then I don't know how long you've been hearing, but I was talking about my stats where 8% of males between the age of 20 and 29 are experiencing erectile dysfunction. 11% of males between the age of 30 and 39 are experiencing erectile dysfunction, which shouldn't be at this age. No. But because of, and we'll get into it, the causes and the symptoms, we're going to find out. But before we get into that, hi, Simon, how are you? Are you there?
Yeah, I am. Hey, beautiful. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing?
How's New York? How does New York look today?
I'm not in New York, honey. I'm from New York, but I live in Georgia.
Okay. Is it sunny over there?
It was, but then it rained later on.
Yeah, so lean. Okay, cool. All right.
So tell me, I don't know how I know you've been listening for a while. And I'm doing this show in the honor of Men's Health Awareness Month, and that's June. What do you have to say about this topic or any input, anything?
What you talking about? Erectile dysfunction? I don't know. I mean, I guess a lot of men. I don't know what the population is. I'm not like Mr. Fantastic. I can't pull up stats and shit. But I would say I have no problem with that. Like my libido is off the Richter scale. Like I have no real problem with that. I don't need to blue pill, red pill, this that pill, blah blah blah, whatever the hell. Like I don't know. Like I'm kind of natural, but I just keep myself to myself, and I think the problem where this arises is when people interact and get things into their mind where they can't actually fulfill themselves because they're too distracted from what they're supposed to be paying attention to.
Elaborate a little bit on that. What do you mean? Are you talking about, the reason why all these young men are experiencing erectile dysfunction is because they're addicted to porn. And it wasn't so available back in the days where you can get porn and you can just click on YouTube or click on a website, and these young men are getting addicted to porn. And when they come across a human, a real vajayjay, they can't get it up because they're so. Go ahead.
I'll give you a rebuttal, right? For example, not all young black men are susceptible to porn. Like
I'm not. I'm speaking of just young men in general. I didn't say black men. I'm just saying young men.
I'm being anecdotal because I can't really look at porn. I've got a photographic memory, right? So and it's not actually that attractive when it boils down to it. Like you'd have about 3, 4 views, and you'll be like, oh, nah, ain't really happening, popping off like that. So it's just like you need to get some. You see, bro, like you know what I'm talking about. Like at the end of the day, it's not popping like that. Like there's so many vajadas you can see, and at the end of the time, like you look at it, and it's like, what that looks kind of sore. Like
Yeah.
I don't want to look at that shit. You know what I'm saying? That's wild. So it's like you want a real woman in your life. So I think it's really about sort of like encouraging men in general, young black men, whatever, like older black men, just to understand that you need a real woman in your life. Like this virtual digital reality where you just see like people doing this stuff. How can you do that anyway? Like spend 12 hours in a day just like with a buzzer on your thing, and like
Cut you off, not to cut you off. But the new generation is more digital, and more people are going that route, and a lot more people are with these meta glass. Those I can't remember the name of those visors that they put on, and they play games all day. But you should have saw this coming 10 years ago. More and more people were becoming that way, becoming digital. But a lot, in my personal opinion, a lot of young men are now susceptible to ED for multiple reasons. One, it is their environment and their culture. And what I mean by that is it is a lot more prevalent in the last 10 to 15 years to do more drugs and drinking. A lot of people are coming and stemming from a background of alcohol, which causes ED. And then meth became such a huge thing so quickly. It also took away from that sexual aspect. Why do I want to deal with someone real when I can get a drug like this that can make me feel a euphoric state? I don't need someone to give me that. I can go purchase that and have it whenever I want it. I don't have to take them out to dinner. I don't have to worry about putting gas in my car to pick them up. I don't have to deal with an argument because that person ain't feeling good today or they're in a bad mood. I can get me a sip of alcohol, or I can get this drug, and it sustains me for that euphoric feel versus that physical touch. And a lot of people have now realized that it is truly become such an epidemic. And I'm not just talking about black men, but as she said, young men, period, that it's become such an epidemic that now they're trying to, you notice all the new commercials on TV now? You notice they got in certain places, in certain states, they got vending machines for people who overdose. And they got all these different other apparatuses that's showing you to keep in your home, or they're talking about hiding your drugs from your young kids. So, yeah, there's so many different aspects of it. But as you get older, if you're not protecting your health like I wasn't, you're going to have prostate problems. And once those problems get so big, forget the pun, but once they get so big, now you're going to have to go and deal with it a different way. If you can catch it early, you can deal with it naturally. But if you don't, then there's surgery. I didn't mean to cut you off, Sam. I just wanted to elaborate a little bit more on that aspect of where she was going with that.
No, you didn't cut me off at all.
Yeah.
But I mean, that was some gems that was dropped, because you're right. Kids are exposed to drugs at a much earlier age now. Kids are exposed to drinking at a much earlier age now. Kids are fatter than they've ever been before.
Yes.
And upset. And how do you say that word? I don't know why I can't say it. Obscenity?
No, they're not. Embrace. Come on, like.
Well, think about it. You got kids that are 10.
Why would you say
obesity?
Why would you say that?
Obesity.
Here you go.
Diabetic.
No, wait a minute. Why do we do this all the time? Like, we try to play the commonality game. It's like, no, kids are not susceptible to this stuff. I have a child that I drop off in school every day. Like, they're not susceptible to this stuff.
They're not susceptible to being bigger than they were before, with all the additives and preservatives and sugars that these kids eat, the fast food, the McDonald's, the Chick-fil-A, the Chipotle. That's all crap.
But I don't. But
Yeah,
Grace,
but
I
I
don't think
mean,
they.
wait, embrace.
I don't think they eat like that in his country though, Grace. Because remember, they got different food laws out there.
Well, but I'm in America.
Yeah,
Okay,
Yeah,
we're
you
talking
are.
about.
I know
You are.
we have these
You
different
are.
foods.
That's
Like
cool.
certain
You
countries
are. I
even
get that.
sell chocolate to
Hey,
someone.
was I wrong for saying that? I don't know.
No, no,
But
you're
I'm
not.
just
No,
saying, like,
I know no, we're talking about mostly from what we expand here in the United States. Yeah,
yeah,
you got kids that are anywhere from 8 to 12 or 14 years old, and they're already they're full blown type 2 diabetes.
yeah. But what's that got to do with McDonald's?
Well, think about this: certain foods were McDonald's, Chick-fil-A, not Chick-fil-A. So what's the other? That
Chipotle, Popeyes.
people were
Oh,
talking about.
You need to be
Remember,
in a certain
hold on,
lifestyle.
one mic.
remember a while back, people were fighting when they were standing in line for food for Popeyes and chicken sandwiches and stuff. And one
Hmm.
person got shot, and another person I think ended up dying. A guy came on. He said, "I need to find out what it is about this sandwich that people are willing to die for." Do you know that Popeyes has 40 chemical
Embrace.
ingredients added into their food that is not natural? They make
Embrace.
sure that
Do
you
you like a burger?
get to their product by
Hold on.
40 different man-made ingredients and drugs to keep you hooked on their food.
This dude is wild.
Hey, I'll be happy to. Hey, you can get with me.
I mean, Simon, I don't understand why you're so surprised. I don't understand. I mean,
Do
all
you
the
like
pesticides.
burger? I just asked
Yes,
you.
yes,
Exactly.
I love
What's wrong
burgers
with it? What is wrong with it though?
because people are not eating it in moderation. People are cooking less. These mothers don't know how to cook. So what do? They get a quick fast food. Simon, you can't be that oblivious to the situation.
Woman doesn't cook as much as the old generation did. Home cooked meals. That's not true. It's a
All my kid has to do is do DoorDash and Uber Eats if he doesn't like something I cooked. I mean, come on, Simon. All the sodas.
I cook every day. Like I don't allow
That's
myself.
you, Simon. You have to learn.
Yeah.
If it doesn't apply, let it fly. But
Yeah.
that's not what's happening right now.
Teach me, girl. Like, goddamn.
Well, that's why I'm doing this show. God damn it. That's why I'm doing this because
like the thing about Embrace, like when I first met Embrace, I was trying to figure her out, right? But the more and more I'm around her, the more and more pretty she becomes.
oh wow, thank you. Thank you, Simon. We didn't got into it plenty of times, but well, you know why? Because I'm drinking more water. I'm exercising more. I'm trying to kick my sugar addiction off. I heard.
You're good. You're good.
I heard, from a friend, and I ain't one to gossip. They said eating Jello is good to try to stop eating so much sugar. I'm
really
trying,
good.
Simon.
I was wrong in the first place, and I appreciate why you blocked me, and I had to sort of.
I didn't block you. I
around.
just dropped you.
Look, you're one of the prettiest ladies on YouTube. To be real, you know what I'm saying? Just based on not just your looks, but your attitude, how you've personified yourself, and what you've been doing for black men. So I salute you. I'm gonna give you your flowers before I can't.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Don't make me blush, okay? But I appreciate you. But this is why I am doing this, because let's get into it right now. What are the causes of erectile dysfunction? Physical issues, heart disease, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, diabetes, obesity, smoking, drinking, drugs, not getting enough sleep, stress, anxiety. Welcome to America, Simon. This is what it's mental health issues, depression, anxiety, stress, and relationship problems. Yep. This is all symptoms that can eventually hit a man's penis and cause him to not have to have erectile dysfunction. Medications. Some medications that you men have to take, it may not be that you have erectile dysfunction because your dick ain't working. It may be the side effect from a medication that you're taking because now you have diabetes and you have high blood pressure. Now the motherfucking side effects, in order to fix something, now something else is going to happen. But if we just kill the cancer and take everything away, if we eat better, we sleep more, drink less alcohol, smoke less, then we won't have to take those medications. Then we won't have to suffer these side effects. And this is for women too.
What kind of things are we supposed to be eating?
Vegetables.
You don't mind me chiming in on that?
Go ahead. You go. You know more than me. Go ahead.
Simon, I as a military veteran, I grew up on a farm and never even knew how to
So did I, bro.
I never even knew how to cook on an electric stove until I was 6 because we had a wood stove. And when I went to the military, the food tasted so weird to me because everything that we ate, we grew. My grandmother grew every damn thing from watermelon, string meat, to tomatoes, corn. We had rabbit, chicken. Yes, we had to kill them and eat them. But
we need to have a conversation, bro.
Most definitely. But over the years, I became more and more into this canned foods and processed foods and all these different things. But I started to realize that over time, my health started to deteriorate because of it, because there were so many different products being put out with so many different chemicals.
So what did you notice?
I noticed, one, my energy level started dropping. I started putting on weight around my waist. I was eating more products that had I realized when I started taking a look, a lot of the things I ate had a lot of sugar in them. A lot. And I was just like, what the hell? And I never took notice to it. It was just good to me. It was, hey, why would I care about it? I enjoyed it. It was good. It tasted good. But in the last year, I have started growing my own food. I'm going to get my own chicken. I got my chickens in the next 2 weeks. And I'm actually putting together my own fish hatchery because I want to get away from a lot of this sterilized products, a lot of these chemical foods. Because think about this, they now...
Wait, you're racing. What's a fish hatchery? What's that?
A fish hatchery is when you take a container, a large container, metal or whatever you want to, plastic, and you produce your own fish. You put in small fish and let them grow to where they're size where they're capable of being, you can sell them or eat them yourself. I'm going to do tilapia one, whiting in another, and trout in another. But getting back,
I needed to understand that.
They put out in the last year, they are now making meat. Meat is being produced in a chemical vat in factories, artificial meat in the restaurants, and they're selling it to restaurants, and they do not have to tell you that the meat is artificial. So you're not even getting meat from an animal anymore. They're literally taking chemicals and making the meat. So imagine if they're taking the chemicals and producing something that you're eating, why could they not put exactly what they want in it? Well, they can put an additive in there to give you diabetes. They can put an additive in there to increase the sugar level. They can put another additive in there to make you addictive. They can put another thing in there to make you start feeling obese and weak and tired all the time.
H-1.
So I'm just saying that in generality, not saying that they would do that, but one thing I've come to learn in my life as a business major and a marketing major, the bottom line is money, period.
Why'd you say that?
Because anything
bottom line
that somebody can do to make more money, they will do. Because that company is a living entity and it needs and wants to survive. And if that means hurting a certain amount of the population or certain cultures to get a great bottom line, they will do it. We'll deal with the repercussions later. We'll deal with the fact that we got caught now. We'll sit up and pay out so much money. But hey, we were living good before they found out.
I'm sorry, I'm just distracted by Grace's beauty right now.
So
Simon, have you been drinking? Because you never act like this. You must be sipping on something. And I'm right, because you're laughing. Have you noticed that
man.
these young women are developing much sooner than they used to?
Bro,
Boys
my
are
daughter's
hitting
18 years
puberty.
old and she sends me pictures about her and her boyfriend all fucking day long and it gets my fucking nerves. But at the same time, what the fuck am I doing about
they
it?
put more steroids in the food.
No. Look, did you hear what I said, girl? Or boy, or whatever the fuck you identify with. Look, I told you, like, my daughter's 18 years old. She lives in Spain.
Okay.
She sends me pictures of her and her boyfriend, and it drives me crazy. Like, she's like going on Instagram doing crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, because she's hot, because she's my daughter. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like, what am I supposed to do about it?
What no guy is ever going to be good enough for. I got 2 girls. And even though he's a good guy or whatever guy, I don't know the guy, he ain't never going to be good enough. I'm telling you that from my heart that I know for a fact.
So how do you line yourself up then?
You're always going to find something wrong with him, bro, because I do what every man my girlfriend introduces me to.
I think most of these guys are just giving up, man. Like you look, listen, boy. Look, I just said something to you, right? And then you're like, okay, cool. So I mean, at the end of the day, how modern are we? Like when we have to take control of this stuff, because if we're just gonna go around and go, okay, our children are about to just do all this extraordinary stuff for no apparent reason, we disagree with it. What are you gonna do about it?
Honestly, as a parent, there's very much you hope and pray that what you've already taught them was good enough to help them sustain in life and make the right decisions. And even though they're in different states and different countries, you pray that they can fall back on that guidance and those lessons that you taught them. That's all you can do, because they're always going to step out on their own, and you're going to be sitting there gritting your teeth and cringing like, please don't do that, please, no. And even when they do it, you're going to be like, listen, I'm right here. I didn't want you to do it, but you did it, and so let's go ahead and get this squared away and taken care of. That's the best you can do. You can only hope and pray that all you've given them in lessons and guidance will keep them
could you talk to your daughter about erectile dysfunction?
I do.
Give me an example.
Why
please.
not, Simon?
Why not?
No, I'm kind of interested. I'm just like, how do you do that?
I guess the best way I can explain it is I live a very open lifestyle. And with that, I was very honest with my kids from day one. I didn't hide anything. I didn't shadow them from anything, because I wanted them to realize that in life, there are things that are going to happen that you're going to have to deal with. There are going to be people that you're going to have to deal with that you don't want to deal with. People are going to say things to you that you don't want to hear, but that's part of life. And so I kept their mindset open to the fact that everything is not perfect. Every situation isn't perfect. Every job you get isn't perfect. Every person you become friends with isn't going to be perfect. And I wanted them to have reality versus this fantasy world. But that came from me being brought up a certain way and coming from a military family. So I taught my kids the same way, so they were able to deal with stuff when it hit them. They didn't flip out. They didn't shut down. They just didn't withdraw.
Yeah, so, and do you, Simon, let me just say this real quick. Do you realize that there's a lot of food bans in other parts of the world that America is okay selling to the public? Look it up. In your country, I bet you there's over 20 foods that's banned where you're from that in America, they have no problems serving the American people. Because it's big business. It causes medical issues. Then the pharmaceutical companies. I mean, it's a vicious cycle.
I'll give you one example. Cereal are not sold in other countries like it is in the United States. They do not sell cereal.
Mountain Dew.
Right. Mountain Dew. Another one. In certain countries, you cannot sell chocolate to kids under 13.
Oh, cereal.
What's the stakes on Gatorade too? Force Inflation Gatorade is another one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I mean, look it up whenever you can. Look it up. What's banned in your country, but it's okay to sell in America. We are the most fattest nation in the world.
you never lie.
Is the United States of America. We have the most health issues. Is the United States of America. It's big business here.
You know what? That's actually a misdemeanor, but I ain't
What do you
doing
mean?
that.
Hold on, Milani got a good comment. Let me nature's dopamine hits: exercise, good sex, meditation, time in nature, good cold exposure, well cooked steak, good night's sleep, nutritious meal, BJJ, achieving a goal, and uncontrollable laughter. I mean, you're right, Milani. Those are all good things that can lead to a very healthy, satisfying sex life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I mean, like, in terms of like, dysfunction with erectile sort of positions. I mean, how many people have you actually come across that's had that like issue?
I mean, me personally,
Yeah,
um,
because
I
like
was,
you can't speak to the men on that, really. I mean, or else they're
but that's just it. This is why I'm having this show, because it's not being spoken enough. Everybody just wants to put it underneath the rug and
Well,
walk around like zombies. And then you have sexless marriages. And then you have customers that come to me bitter because they ain't came in over 6 months and want to take it out on me. You know what I'm saying? This is very prevalent, but men and women don't like to talk about it. Like, do you think women like to talk about it, that when they get older and they get menopause, they coochie dry up? I mean, but this is something
Wow.
that happens.
you want to have that coochie drop conversation for real?
I'm gonna have to. Because there's a lot of women out there that don't know that that's gonna happen. They don't know how to deal with it. I mean, this is why I do what I do, Simon, to put the information out here.
Mm-hmm.
And
Like go ahead, Matt.
I've run into a lot of men who have ED and use the blue pill, and I'm not ashamed of my lifestyle. I used to throw swinger parties, and it would be amazed at how many guys would tell you, "Oh man, I'll be ready in a few minutes. I can get up in there."
What's the blue pill? What's the blue pill? What is that?
That blue pill was a pill that gave you an erection for
Viagra.
Viagra.
Oh, I just remember during COVID, I worked in the pharmacy. And do you know how many prescriptions I had to fill for Cialis and Viagra? One guy went off on me because he came to pick up his prescription. I'm like, sir, you still have 2 weeks left on this prescription.
Really, come on, embrace. Like if like I'm just kidding right now, right? But I'm just saying.
Okay.
Like,
you're trolling.
I'm just saying, like, if we were together, right? And then you invited me around your house, or I invited me around my house, or some shit like that. Like, and we're just like getting down and like watching a movie or some shit like that, and like we're just like, okay, this is like we can feel each other for a second, right?
Okay.
How do you feel about me just going, wait a minute, I got this pill, like.
Well, usually men won't tell the woman that they're. First of all, you have to take the pill 3 hours prior to sex. So most men are not going to tell the woman that they took a pill. Yeah, maybe a husband and a wife. Yeah. But if we're just dating, you are not going to tell me that you have to take a pill in order to get hard. You're going to take that pill 3 hours before I come. And if it happens, you're going to be ready and you're going to be able to go 2-3 hours. Okay, Anissa. Anissa said 1 hour before. I don't know. I've never had to deal with a man that had ED. Okay, so an hour before. Thank you for correcting me, Miss Anissa. Welcome to the show. Thank you. Don't forget to press the like button. But yeah. I filled a lot of prescriptions up and a lot of men because it's a controlled substance. And if a doctor gives you 30 pills, you got to wait till those 30 pills are done This man was trying to get more. He was like, "Oh, my girlfriend's gonna be mad at me. I don't have that pill." I said, "Well, sir, you're gonna just have to slow down because your doctor, you have 3 prescriptions, and you can't pick up your next prescription till 2 weeks from now."
Wow.
And he cursed me out, Simon, because he wasn't getting no coochie for the next 2 weeks.
I'm paying a lot more attention to you right now. Yo.
Well, Anissa, it's controlled by the doctors because
Bro.
they give you a certain amount of pills and they won't write another script until those pills have been used in moderation, because those pills can also do some harm to you if you pop them like M&Ms.
Yeah. That erection is lasting more than 4 hours, which means now you're going to the doctor to get a needle stuck in your penis so you can get that erection down.
Wait a minute. What did you just say, bro?
Well,
Yep.
In the
You
what?
say it again, Mac.
Needle in the what?
you get a needle in your penis because they have to take that blood. They have to take that blood out. And I'm not talking about a little ass needle.
Wow.
I'm talking
Okay.
about a needle that's anywhere from 1.5 to 2 inches.
Damn. All right. Yo.
So-
And it goes right in the hole of your penis.
Yeah, so you have to be careful.
I'm sorry, look, Grace. I'm sorry. Look, listen, bro. I've never experienced any of that shit in my life. I swear.
Not yet, because you're still young. So all I'm trying to do is give you the information now. So when you
so you up in here, what you saying, bro? Have you experienced that shit?
I have never experienced it. I've never had to use the blue pill.
I'm
used
supposed
pill.
to intellectual somewhat.
But as I've said before, I have friends who have been through those situations, and we military people, we stick together. We watch out for each other. So when you go through certain things, you call your boys. So
What
this
I got to do
this
with
happened.
anything
I need you
military?
to the hospital. I need
bro,
some help. Yo,
that's a
that's
personal
the way it is.
Why do you feel? Why do you feel like that was a military thing?
No, I'm saying it's not. I said we military people. I've had friends who had to take the blue pill and use them, and certain things didn't go the way they expected. And as
Right.
a brother, they call you, "Hey man, I got an issue. Can you run me to the hospital? Can you come and pick me up?" Yeah, I'm gonna be there. It doesn't matter what it is. I've had situations where I thought I was having a heart attack. Called one of my friends. He was he was out of town, but you know what he did? He called the damn ambulance and had them come to my house, and he was 2 states away. It has nothing to do with being military. It's just I was saying that as military men, we stick together. We watch out for each other.
I appreciate that feedback. That made me understand it a whole load more than I did about 2 minutes ago.
Simon, how old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm about as old as I could be to marry you. That's
Oh Lord. You've definitely been drinking tonight. So we gonna leave that one.
I ain't tripping. I'm 40. I'm 43.
Okay, well, you got to take precautionary steps now to make sure that in your 50s and 60s, what we're talking about tonight doesn't happen. So let's get right into it. It says here, ED is more common in men over 40, but most men occasionally have trouble getting or keeping an erection, which is usually caused by stress, tiredness, too much alcohol, obesity, Parkinson's disease, cocaine. The cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Damn.
Cocaine does not keep your dick hard, maybe for a few seconds. And treatment to prostate cancer. You're trying to deal with prostate cancer, and the same treatment that treats the prostate cancer can cause you to get erectile dysfunction.
Yeah.
Just in a large prostate, period.
I don't take drugs. I don't do drugs. So,
Well, that's good to know.
My libido's up there, and it's kind of crazy wild. So,
And look what Anissa said. She's correct. Men in their 30s are already taking meds.
Mm-hmm. They do all types of shit, man. Listen, just on a basic level, just weed, right? Like we talk about this shit like it's mediocre. Look, it's hardcore based on the fact that it's mixing up with all types of shit. Like, and they will do that dust in there as well. Do you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So like,
you're absolutely right.
Like, I can't look. The last time I tried to smoke weed, I fell on the floor, bro. I was just like, look, my body was not ready for it. I was just like, God damn, do you get what I'm saying? It's like, so if I'm in that position, I can't protect myself or anybody else around me,
It,
man. Look, I ain't doing
exactly.
drugs like that. Like, do you get what I'm saying? Like, I might have like a little sip of this and whatnot. Do you get what I'm saying? But that's all. That's as far as it goes.
What about you, Bess? You still there? Because Simon asked you a question. He said, "Has this ever happened to you?"
Oh man. Look, man, they ain't never gotta leave me alone, girl. Drop down and get you alone, girl.
Answer the question, bro. What's up with you? Don't be.
They can get
What's
their
wrong
eagle
with
on
you?
anytime. Listen, the women get
Nah,
their
no, no.
eagle
I'm
on
just
anytime they
saying,
want.
we haven't
You know
spoken
what
in
I'm
a minute.
saying?
I'd like to hear from you for real.
I'll say this, man. Listen, I know I don't. I've never had that. I probably will never have it. You know what I'm saying? If I do, it might happen. But I really take care of myself very well. I work out a lot, so the stamina's good, man. Like I'm always ready. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? I'm always stay ready. You know what I mean?
I hear
You
you.
know,
And if it
I
does
can.
happen, Mr. Best, you're going to remember this show and you're going to go back and see the replay and you'll be well informed of what to do.
He
And
said,
you know what I'm
Oh, listen,
saying?
listen, listen. In the meantime, I'm well endowed. Okay.
I don't know.
Oh, Lord, we had to throw that in.
Yeah.
Yo, wait, hold on, y'all coming at the manhood. I gotta let it be known, all right? I
Nah.
gotta let it be
Okay,
known.
so you're a Magnum man. I get it. I get it. You got the
Oh, most
golden ticket.
definitely. Go,
Sometimes you just gotta
go
accept
label
things.
only. Go
I'm just
label
saying,
only
like,
over here.
you know what
Don't
I'm
don't
saying?
throw
I
that
get that
direction
shit.
over here. All right,
You
no
just gotta
direction.
accept
All
I
right.
certain
should do a
things.
show about does size matter. I'm gonna do
Yes,
a show about that.
About
yes.
that.
When you hold on. When they know they need the Magnum for you, things are a lot
Mm.
different. Okay, things are a lot different. And I'm
Well,
on
I
them
heard,
things.
and shout out to the Drip Show, Drip Nation. The new word now, instead of dickmatized, is dick dizzy. You're gonna get dick dizzy. So that's the new word. Shout out to Drip Nation and Drip because that's the new up definition.
Shout
The
out to
more
you.
so it's. I
Shout
grew
out
up
to you.
listening. I grew up hearing dickmatized, but I guess the new modern version is dick dizzy.
Hey,
Dick so good it make a chick
can,
dizzy.
can I
Yeah, and
respond?
I get busy for real.
All right, you got something to say all of a sudden
Go
intellectual
ahead,
shit.
Mac.
I know. I mean, no disrespect to Mr. Best because I don't know him. It's my first time. I thought size doesn't matter on ED because I have a friend and his name is Ten. 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 And you know why
Uh,
he's called Ten?
we can guess why.
Well, he has ED. Because you know why? Because he drinks every fucking day. Okay? And I'm a guy, I cycle 15 miles. I was cycling 15 miles 3 times a week. I worked out 5 days a week, morning and at night. It ain't got nothing to do with the fact, that commercial that says, hey, I'm skating and I do this. Well, such and such doesn't care. And then you see the next guy comes on. Well, I'm such and such doesn't care. Doesn't matter. You can do all you need to do. Don't
Hmm.
don't drink. Work out every day religiously. Certain things, I will say this. Certain things will still whoop your ass because DNA and not be beat. If it runs in your family or somewhere in the back lines of your family, you can do everything you want to. You can sit up there and work out 4 times a day. You can sit up there and never drink, never smoke, and because it's in your DNA strand.
Yeah, because if high blood pressure runs in your family, hypertension runs in your family, heart disease runs in your family, you know?
But
Yeah,
there's a certain that there's also feel like this.
No, don't do me
Yeah,
like
I
this.
mean,
Hold on, Simon. Don't do me like this. I'm the nature boy. Woo! I'm the nature boy. You can't do this to me. I'm the nature boy.
I was
Alright?
just about to do you a whole compliment. Like
No,
I
no,
was
but
just
what the
about
brother,
to
what
do
the
that.
brother saying is actually true though, and I'm gonna say this too, right? I'm gonna say something controversial, Grace, but I'm gonna say it anyway.
Ain't
All
nothing
right?
new, but that's what this about.
And it's just from experience. Most women can't even handle a regular one.
Jesus Christ.
I'm being serious. Most women can't do regular one. So if
Mm-hmm.
he's really, if he got some real girth or whatever else he got on him, yeah,
Mm-mm.
she gonna be calling for all her deities. Trust me. And she's gonna be
Yep.
calling the cops and and and
911.
and knocking down pans and pots and everything else
Yep.
if you get up in her. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I'm just being honest. You know what I'm saying?
That's facts,
So
though.
it is what it is.
All I
I know
can
they always say.
say is
I know. Like to say, like they always say, "Oh, men, we ain't big enough for this and the third." But I'm telling you, most women cannot take a regular one. I'm being honest with you. A lot of women can't.
And that's another thing. Women watch porn and they think that their men can fuck them like a porn star. And that's not going to happen. These men are professionals. These men and women are professiononals. They're acting and they're
Right.
getting paid. And I
No, but
bet you some of these porn stars pop a pill.
why do you want someone to fuck you like a porn star though? You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't really get that shit.
Well, that's a whole that's for a late night topic, Simon. We're on prime time right now.
I really don't. I don't get it. Why
Grace,
would you
oh
want
my!
that? Jesus
Huh?
Christ.
I said, Grace, oh my!
I don't
We're
get
gonna
that
see.
shit. I really don't, man.
When we're on my channel right now at this time,
Yeah,
we're gonna
I'll tell
maintain
you something.
gracefulness.
I'll be
You know?
PG. I'm just saying, like, at the end of the day, like, if you actually watch most of these porn stars, they have things, but it don't actually go like 100% into what they're trying to like experience.
well, they have what they call fluffers.
Mm.
They have what they
Yep.
call fluffers,
There you go, bro.
which
Mm.
female or male, depending on what type of porn you're watching, straight, gay, bi, whatever. They have to fluffers. So in between the scenes and stuff, that person is sitting there sucking their dick, keeping them hard.
Mm. Mm.
They
Let me
not
say
And that,
Or would you say they may take a pill?
some. In my personal opinion, I believe so. That's just me. I can't speak
yeah.
from personal experience of knowing, but yeah, I
You can't not take a pill on that sort of situation, right?
because that thing can go on. That's the whole day process sometimes of film.
Yeah, literally 16 hours a day.
Yeah, give you an hour worth of a movie or an hour and a half worth of a movie. It done took them 8, anywhere from 8 to 14, 18 to 20 hours to this movie. So yeah.
And this is why I can't really take it seriously, because it's like, it's like, is it supposed to be something that I'm like aroused by? You know what I'm saying? It's just like,
Most men don't want to take it seriously because they don't want to deal with it. They don't want to accept the fact that it may or could happen to them. So we laugh, joke about it, or we blow it off. Or if our friends bring it up and it's something that's happened to them, we kind of shy away from it because we don't want to talk about it. It's the same like death. When people say, "Have you done your will?" Oh man, I get around to that. I ain't worried about dying right now. I'm good. It's the same thing. We blow it off. We laugh at it.
right.
And it's inevitable. At some point, you're like, something is going to happen. It's going to change your view on all those things you thought about before. Whether it's age, whether it's DNA, whether you had a situation. It could be a car accident, and now you got to use a pill.
Exactly.
I mean, there could be so many things.
Let me say this since we are talking about intimacy, right? And listen, I'm not talking bad about anybody, whether you're manosphere, non-manosphere, or red pill, blue pill, sigma, whatever you are, right? Whatever you subscribe to, whatever it is, right?
Either
But
group or
I'm gonna bring up milk pill.
but
Anyway.
the thing is, right, brother Mac, is what I'm saying right now. Let me say this, right? I don't understand, and maybe I'm just in a different type of realm as a man, but I don't understand how men are complaining about the women so much nowadays when it comes to intimacy. I don't understand it because, hey man, the wolves are howling over here. Like they, like you know what I mean? Like that I have no problem with. So I don't. Maybe I'm just in a different realm or something's going on.
Can I ask you, where's Mr. Best located?
I'm in Cali.
Oh, that's a whole different, bro. I ain't even talking to you right now. Yeah.
Brother, I think if I lived in the South, I don't think I would have a problem.
I've been to Cali, and Cali is a whole nother animal. Just like you go to New York, it's a whole different animal. In the South, does not compare to California. No way
No,
how.
I know, but I think in the South I'll be Gucci. I think no matter where I go, I will be Gucci. I'm just being honest. I don't. I say it like this. I
Hey.
think mm, stop laughing, Simon. I
I'm
think
sorry.
that I just think that like I think that a lot of times with men, we just gotta understand that not every woman is made for everything, right?
Right.
And some women are wifey class, right? Yes, okay. So you'll have a woman like Grace, right? Who I would say is a wifey class, right? She's the type of woman that you want to, oh Lord have mercy, that you would want to
Mm,
build a future with. You want to get to know. You want to invest in. You want to put you want her you want her name to be on your documents and all that. You know what I'm saying, on your bank accounts, because she's gonna be there and hold you
get
down.
you some
But
breakfast and
not
shit.
every woman is like that, all right? So we have to
Mm,
understand that. And I think the men are running the problem because a lot of women, yes, they are very aggressive when it comes to the intimacy now more often, right? So I think a lot of times brothers, they get coochie crazy, right? And
mm-hmm.
they slip up in some cooch and it's going well and she done spend a couple of days with you and all that, but
Mm-hmm.
that's not your girl, man. I just want to break it down to you, brothers. That's not your girl. All right. She probably done seen one of my homeboys too. You know what I mean? And you know
Right.
what I mean? Like she probably done been with another dude down the block. Like that's
Right.
not your girl, man. I know she feel right. I know she make you feel good.
It's
That's
just
not
your
Mm,
your
turn.
woman. It's just your turn. That's it. So I think men are really. I think that's why we have all these movements because they're confused by how some women, especially the younger women, right? They're
mm-hmm.
moving different. They're very aggressive, right? And they're willing to get it in at any time, at any moment. They are willing to go there with you. You know what I mean? I don't care if they just met you on a list. I don't care what it is. They can meet you in the supermarket, whatever. They are ready. And they're ready for action. Okay?
Mm,
Off top. They even let you know, like, hey, this is the day I'm free. And that
mm-hmm.
free means that's the day she wants to get it in. You know what I mean? You either gonna comply with that or you're not. And if you don't, somebody else will be there. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
that's how
California's
it is
different
nowadays.
because when I went to California, exactly what you're saying was true. I was there one day, and on the first day, and met someone. I was like, "What?" And she was a manager of the zoo, California Zoo, and I'm just like, "Okay." So yeah, California's completely different. Every time I went to California, yeah, it does not. California is a whole different animal, a whole different animal. So I get your point.
Where you at, brother? Where you at?
I'm in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm in Atlanta, Georgia.
Atlanta's popping though.
Okay, Atlanta's hopping, but you need to understand a couple of different things about Atlanta. In Atlanta, you have a lot of different competition, and most of that competition you're getting is from other women. Yeah, the largest amount of competition you're gonna get
Wow.
from a man is from another woman, and they have no qualms about it here. They let you know right up front. They'll tell you to your face is, "I get more pussy than you'll ever have."
Damn.
Man.
Yeah, so
It's
Atlanta.
hard, but it's fair.
Yeah, it's just the reality. And then two, there's a lot of I'm gonna use the word pansexual, which is not really the correct word, but there's a lot of bisexual men here. So
Oh nah,
that's
man. I ain't gonna lie.
what you got to deal with. I'm not saying that's not everywhere, but it's those two prevalent things here is a lot of competition. They really are. And the quickest way to get a woman here in Atlanta is to be married.
Wow.
They make that very known. When I first moved here, I went and got me a wedding ring from a pawn shop because
That's crazy.
the women don't really look at attachment. They're looking for someone to take care of them in a certain aspect. In other words, if you're married, I ain't got to worry about you. I can still go out and do my thing with my girls, hang out with you, spend time with you when I want to, get my bills paid, get my hair done, get my nails done, and still, yeah. And I hate to say that, but it is what it is.
Oh
It
my
really
God.
is.
I would run amok in Atlanta. Oh my God.
Let me hold on, guys. Let me give a shout out to Drip. I gave you a shout out before to the Drip Nation when we said we're no longer using digmatized drip. We are using Dick Dizzy up in this mud. So we didn't coin that word, but what you walked into, Drip, is we are talking about erectile dysfunction.
Well, yeah.
And I'm talking about how it's happening to men in their 20s, in their 30s, which is something that shouldn't be happening until you're in your 40s. But because of all the drugs, alcohol, lack of sleep, stress, we not eating right. I mean, it's a whole bunch of shit. Look, let's get into it real quick here. The causes of erectile dysfunction psychologically can cause and contribute to ED, with factors ranging from treatable mental health conditions to everyday emotional status that most people experience. And sometimes it could be the fear of intimacy, depression, stress, and anxiety. How many men are not already experiencing that? It's also important to note that there can be an overlap with medical and psychological causes. For instance, if a man is living with obesity, blood flow changes and can affect a person's ability to maintain an erection, which is a physical cause. However, the person may also have low self-esteem, impacting an erectile dysfunction, which is a psychological cause. So if you have a man that has low self-esteem, barely gets any box, and then he finally gets a hold of one, he's so nervous and so full of anxiety that this can happen.
But that ain't gonna happen best. That ain't gonna happen to him.
No, because he's perfect. You know what I'm saying? He's perfect. That's what we talking about, Drip.
You know, hey, I'm up in the woods and I got the wolves up here house, so hey, I got it.
So with that being said, let's talk about the treatments. Now, we didn't talk about what ED is. We didn't talk about what causes ED, but let's talk about the treatments. And the first one that should be obvious to anybody is y'all men need to go to the motherfucking doctor and stop trying to act so hard. Like y'all don't need to go to the doctor. A lot of y'all die off because you wait too long to go to the doctor. You wait when you're at stage 4 when it could have been caught at stage 1. Go to the doctors, men. We need y'all. We love y'all. Go to the doctor. Go to your primary doctor, and he will recommend a urologist to you. And what are they going to do? They're going to take a medical history. They're going to perform a physical exam. They're going to do blood and urine tests. They may have to do an injection test, or they might have to do a penile Doppler ultrasound, where they inject a colored fluid to see.
An endoscopy, where one goes down your mouth and one goes up your ass.
Well, one goes in your penis too, because they want to see where the blockage is.
Yeah, they do that one too. I've had that one done.
So with that being said, the results of these tests will help the urologist identify the potential causes and recommend the best course of treatment. Okay, so that's the number one treatment that you guys need to do, is go to the doctor. The second one is medications. They increase blood flow to the penis to help get and maintain an erection. And we already talked about that. We talked about the blue pill. We talked about Cialis. And there's a couple other pills out there. Then, if you don't want to do medication, they have medical devices. This treatment is for the men that prefer not to take medication. It's a pump that pulls blood into the penis via suction, and this creates an erection even when a man maintains by placing an elastic ring around the base of the penis. So now you got to go to the doctor. That doctor has to determine what treatment is best for you. So we got medication, we have devices, and then we also have a penile implant surgery. It allows a man to create an erection even if other methods do not work. Penile implants do not address aspects of sexual health, such as sensation or sexual desire, but it makes it possible to create without taking medication or planning in advance.
Hey, Grace.
I don't know. Yes.
Grace, there's one that you haven't mentioned because it's new. There's a couple different new laser therapies now that they do also for the.
Yep. I read about that, but if I can't even get past the basics with these men, I wasn't gonna bring that up. I got to get y'all to the doctor first.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
those are being done on a regular. Those new laser therapy.
exactly. I'm not gonna talk this to death. I'm not gonna last 4 hours tonight on this topic. It's already an uncomfortable topic. I mean, I'm okay talking about it because I want my men, I love my men to be all out here happy, hard, and sexually satisfied. Oh, and then for y'all women too. And for y'all women too, y'all need to stop holding the box hostage. There's a study out there that says that a man needs to ejaculate at least 21 times a month to avoid prostate cancer.
Yes, I do.
You see what I'm saying? So a lot of it has to do with us too. We have to take care of our men. You guys want your men to stay hard? What are you doing to make it stay hard? What we doing?
Taking volunteers. I'm 10 short. I'm 11 short. 11 short for this month. I'm taking volunteers.
Well, it's already the 27th, sir. You got 3 days.
Hey, I'm taking volunteers. I'm 11. I'm 11 in the deficit there.
He about to go crazy these next 3 days.
Yeah, hey,
wow.
all I'm saying, I'm just saying. I'm 11 short. We can do 3-4 a day, and we good.
Hey, you better start opening up your little black book.
Hey, I ain't got no black book. OGs don't carry black books, but yeah, I got you.
But that's really it. This is, if you're married and your husband is going through something like this, don't just let him suffer. Make the appointment to the doctor.
Yep.
Take him to the doctor.
Yep.
Make a big deal out of it for him medically. We got to still be empathetic and sympathetic, because this is very fragile to a man. Just like with a woman has her hair falling out or she gets breast cancer and it's the same thing. We have to be sure. And by the way, I am doing a show on that, embracing empathy, because I think we lack that as a society. But we have to show our men empathy instead of talking shit to him. Well, that's why your dick can't get hard. How about you talk shit to the doctor and make an appointment for him? How about you suck his dick a little bit more? Maybe it'll get harder then. Yeah. I mean, we got to do our part as women too. And y'all men got to do y'all part too. Y'all got to stop drinking so much, smoking so much. Y'all got to stop eating all this bullshit. Y'all got to get rest. You got to get rest. If the body's telling you that it's tired, shut it down. Go to bed. And I need to take my own advice.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, exactly. I be up at all hours of the night. But when I get it in, I mean, I like on Sundays, you won't hear from me till after 2. I catch it all up on Sundays. But we got to drink more water. We got to eat healthier. And it's sad that to eat healthier is so much more expensive. It's like we're set up for failure.
Yep.
It's like, really? We need to eat healthy to maintain our health, but they charge us so much for fruits and vegetables and almond milk and regular, it's just crazy.
More. It's a damn shame. If it's organic, it costs more.
I know.
Before I get out of here, right? I got a question for you.
Well, we're gonna go into final thoughts, so you're gonna leave with all of us. But go ahead.
Okay. Say a brother is having a hard time. You know what I mean? Yeah. You care about him. He's very romantic. He's considerate. He's everything good, but he's having a hard time, right? And let's say the sparks ain't flying the way they need to be flying, right? And let's say it was a time where everything was going good. You know what I mean? Like everything was going good, everything was moving and grooving, and now, it ain't going well. You know what I'm saying? How do you handle that? What do you say? Because sometimes, I mean, yes, as a woman, once you're in the mood and it's going good and maybe it stops, you may get frustrated, right? You may get frustrated and you may get a little upset, right? You may have to say, all right, you know what, let me walk away before I say something crazy, right? So, how do you have that conversation with him, and what words are you gonna say in order to not get yourself to that point? You know what I mean? Salute to Uncle Ferg. I see you in the building.
From a
Hey, Uncle Ferg, how you doing, sir? Um, you can come up here, Uncle Ferg, even though we're about to go into final thoughts. But you can. We're doing good on time. I'm only at an hour and a half.
so,
Less nag. Oh, look at Cherry Ferg taking my words. Less nagging and more gagging. Exercise and meditate. Yeah, I'm known for that saying. That's me right there, and it's true.
hey,
Okay, so to answer your question as a woman, best, if I see that is happening often, there's an issue. So the type of woman that I am, I would say, babe, I think we need to go to the doctor. Something's going on. And the thing is, y'all can't get offended or get in y'all feelings. You see what I'm saying? It's the responsibility of both adults. You cannot get in your feelings because we both know the dick ain't getting hard. You can't be in denial. And you have to be willing and open to go to the doctor and find out what's going on. Oh, you already know what's going to happen. You already know. Which you shouldn't. Plus, you should always have toys. Because if that happens at that moment, I mean, that doesn't mean that she has to go to bed unsatisfied. You can bust out the toy. You know what I'm saying?
and I'm gonna hit it from a man's perspective. If it is something that is going on with you and you notice it and your woman hasn't noticed it, then you need to come straight out. Like, listen, babe, I'm just not feeling it right now. I don't know what's going on. Maybe I need to go get a checkup. Lately, I haven't felt that way, or when I do feel that way, it's not responding the way it used to, or I'm not responding the way I used to respond, or even, hey, why don't we go together so I can see if it's not just me, maybe it's us. And sometimes women don't take that well, but you have to address it, but do it in a way where you're not placing blame, because the goal is not to place blame at all. You're trying to say, hey, I noticed something's not right, and I'm taking a step to try to figure out what it is so we can fix it or deal with it. And that's the biggest thing right off the bat. Sometimes guys just don't want to admit there is something wrong, because if they do, then they feel less of a man, or they don't want their woman to come looking at them as less of a man in that arena.
But this is why I'm having this show. So I can show men and women that this can happen and this will happen. But to ignore it and not address it and make pretend like the pink elephant is not in the room, and now you got your girl walking around sexually frustrated. Now you got this man low self-esteem, anxious and depressed because his dick can't get hard. What are we doing here?
Yeah.
The solution is not to cheat, because that's what everybody, oh, well, I'll just go get me what he can't do. No, what happened to for better or for worse, and sickness and in health? What happened to that?
Or, Mr. Best, you can just get one of my shirts and wear it. It says, give head, not headaches.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
I'm just saying, bro. There's a way to work around it. I'm just, just throwing it out there.
Oh my gosh. With that being said, I'm gonna give my final thoughts. Grace, once the
Yes.
show once the show's over, call me, because we gotta talk about me doing certain things for your shows that you've done. All right, so
Okay.
we'll discuss that. All right.
Okay, not a problem. We're on good time tonight. So, okay, I knew we were going to stay on track with this topic because a lot of people don't want to talk about it. They're not comfortable talking about it. And I just hope that people just go watch the replay. I'm going to premiere this show so it can show again, because it needs to be talked about. It really does, because there's a lot of men out here suffering, can't get their dick hard. Exactly, Milani. We got to be friendly with the pussy. And that means husband and wife, okay? I'm talking about long-term relationship, not just with anybody. Hey Braxton, how are you? This always happens. This people always trickling in
How
at the
friendly
back end.
how friendly is Milani with the pussy?
And she's a virgin, sir. She's 25 years old. She's a beautiful black queen. She ain't friendly with it not until she get married. So, but whenever you hear us talk, we try. Our main goal is we try to talk about married couples
Gotcha.
because that's where it matters. That anything else is uncivilized. Anything else, it's not how it's supposed to be. But then again, a lot of things in this world that we live in, it's not how it's supposed to be. Honestly, I don't like using that word. I think that a relationship should be customized according to that relationship.
Yep.
But if you're a Christian and you believe in God, you have to follow the word of the Bible. So it's like a catch-20. It's a catch-22. Either you're going to believe and you're going to walk in faith, or you're going to live in the world.
Alrighty.
What's up, Smitty? How you doing, sir? I'm glad you're here. Don't forget to press the like button. Guys, I want to thank you. I'm at $5.99. I need one more to get to 600. We're gonna do this by November 7th. 1,000 subscribers. I'm working. Oh, look at Trey Ferg, Uncle Ferg up in the house. My light skinned brother from another mother. Hold on a second. Let me get you up here. There we go. How you doing, Uncle Ferg?
How you doing, Grace? How everybody doing?
I'm good. I'm glad you came up here because you always be preaching to us on how we need to do better and do this and all of that. And Wife School Podcast said he better fix his ED, but we got to help him fix his ED. So what do you have to say, Uncle Ferg? I know you like to talk about everything, but this is uncomfortable for some people. What say you?
Well, I don't preach. I just try to enlighten.
Okay.
When people not ready, they call it preaching. When people ready to move, it's just enlightening. Listen, I'm 56, and I'll say this to anybody: if you ain't 50 yet, you better get your ass ready, because all this shit change when you wake up. It seems like after your 50th birthday, you wake up, you got cramps in places you never had cramps. Shit is hurting where it never hurt before.
Yep.
Your shit looking at you like, are you retired yet? Because I'm about ready to give up on you. But then I went to a doctor one time.
Okay.
Because I've always had back problems since I was in the service. That's what made me have to get out. But one thing I did do early is try to make sure I eat right. I always wanted to keep my weight at about 200. I've always been a muscular built guy since I was a kid, but I always wanted to keep my weight around 200. And I would say it was about 7 years ago, went to a doctor, an old Indian guy. And I was, my heart started, I got a heart murmur. And I'm like, I never had problems like that. I've always been in good shape. The first question he asked me was like, well, how often are you and your wife having relations? I didn't know if he was being funny or what. I was like, well, shit, dog, we get it in enough. He's like, how often is enough? I said a couple times a week, sometimes less, sometimes more. He said, see if you can increase a day. I'm like, huh? I said, shit, can I handle it? He said, if you eating right, eating certain vegetables to get the nutrients and certain things you need and exercising, he said, you should be okay. I think a lot of it, as you get older, your diet affects a lot of what you can do.
Exactly.
Energy, and I don't think a lot of us really look at our diet as important as it should be. And I learned years ago, I was trying to get a workout routine, and I met this young guy, and he told me about a food allergy test that you can take. And it's a list of maybe, I don't know, 100 different types of foods, from fruits, vegetables, meats. And a lot of us are allergic to certain foods and certain items in foods, and we don't even know it. So when he told me about that, I got a food allergy test and started avoiding the things that were bad for me specifically, and my energy increased. So
So
and
what the doctor ordered you to do, did that help?
yes,
Increasing
yes, it helped. It helped.
but I just made that same comment what Take He said, that a man needs to ejaculate at least 21 days in a month for his health, his prostate. Look,
Yeah.
your back was hurting because you wasn't ejaculating enough. So the
No,
doctor was
I
that the
heard it
case?
is.
Oh, okay. But
What?
what would having sex? I'm trying to connect the dots. What
Oh,
is having sex?
just to keep
How
the
did that?
blood flow, keep my blood flow, and keep things regular. Stuff like that alleviate some stress on my body. He said, though,
Mhm.
yes, and that's true. Having those ejaculations alleviates that stress and sort of because once we hit that spot and it happens, our body seems to just noodle up. It's not just our man, our body was like
Mhm. Mhm.
just
It drains you. It drains you of your energy, your fluids. It's draining.
yeah.
That's
So
why y'all need some sleep and a sandwich.
sleep in a sandwich, and my wife needs sleep in a sandwich. She go, yeah. She can't stay up late like me. So I
That's
have
why you always up late and she in bed.
sometimes I have to just rock her to sleep. It's just the way it is.
I know that's right. But I have to, Simon asked a good question, because now that I'm older, I'm getting exposed because now I have to date older men. And I'm getting exposed what you guys are going through. Like, it's new to me. I've realized that older men use the bathroom more. We stop more. Like, oh, I got to stop and use the restroom. Oh, damn, didn't we just go an hour ago? you know? Or you use the restroom more at night. I mean, you're right. The body does change. I've had to deal with the fact that an older man can't go 2-3 rounds like that as a younger guy. And I have to either accept it or reject it. You see what I'm saying? So it's been a whole learning experience for me as well, because I can't keep dating Timberlands, for the rest of my life. I cut off. I either date 10 years younger or I can't go 10 years older, but I haven't gotten that. But I think 49 to 59 is a good spectrum for me, because I'm 49.
Okay.
But I'm about to be 50, so now that's gonna move nobody in the 30s. It's gonna have to be 40, or 60. And I think 60s is kind of pushing it. So I'm gonna just keep myself in the 50s range when it comes to guys. I think that's a good range for me.
Let's not get it twisted. You can run up on the right and the wrong 50-something to 60-something-year-old at the same time. Meaning, he can bring that hammer every time. His age has not affected his performance.
But why? Because he probably eats right. He probably drinks a lot of water. He probably gets his sleep. He probably does the things that he's supposed to do to enable him to maintain that.
Yes. And some, just like women, it's just the gift that they have.
That
you
part.
have to be careful. If he knows it, then you really have to be careful, because he's using it regularly. And he ain't missing no beats. He's passing the meat around.
He getting that 21 in, ain't it?
Yeah, because he knows that, one, it could be over at any time. Two, he knows that he's a rare commodity. He's an older guy, seasoned. He's not chasing the tail. The tail is just appearing in his hands and lap, like, okay. And he'll take care of it with no problem. He won't ask for nothing. He gonna wine and dine you because he already know what he got. And it's y'all fault.
And don't let him know that you know that he knows. Because as soon as a man knows that you're dick busy, they will take that and run with it.
Oh, they're gonna talk you through the process the whole time. Every time they're gonna talk you through it. Like, you know what this is. Yes, daddy. Yes. They're gonna talk you through it. They ain't gonna let you just, layover. No, they're gonna talk you through the process because they already know. When you in your most submissive position, you're gonna be agreeing to every damn thing he's talking about. So
I plead the fifth on that one, Uncle Ferg.
hey, Grace, listen, man.
I can admit that I've been caught twice. I've been dickmatized twice in my whole life in the 49 years.
You want to say twice? Okay, I'll take it 2 times.
No, where I acted like I was dick dizzy for real, for real. The other ones I maintained my control and stuff. It was good, but I mean when a woman is dickmatized, they not thinking clearly. Their shit is clouded. I mean, and I can admit up here, it happened to me twice.
Yes.
You know, and I don't want that shit to happen again because it. Anyway, we won't get into that. We're not talking about me tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We're talking about erectile dysfunction.
Hey.
You sound like that cartoon Handy Manny when we.
Also, with a lot of younger guys, you know, they drink a lot of hard liquors and take a lot of hard drugs today.
Yep,
You know?
and I talked about that. Uncle Ferg, do you know 8% of the ED cases are happening to 20 to 29-year-olds? 11% of the ED cases are happening to 30 to 39-year-olds. And it's exactly what you're saying. The hard liquor, the hard drugs, the cigarettes, but you know what it is also, which surprised me? The porn. They have porn. They're exposed to porn at a much younger age than they were 30, 40 years ago. Why? Because they have the internet. It's just a touch of Pornhub, Pornhub.com. And then in the search bar, you put whatever you want to watch. And not that I would know, a friend was telling me about that, but you know, but all you got to do, I mean, and they watch so much that they get addicted that when they're finally with a human, they can't. They. It's just like being socially awkward. Your dick is awkward too because you've been doing it with a porn star. You know, watching porn and a bottle of lotion that you don't know how it don't know how to act right when it's got the real thing, and that's sad. There should be no ED cases going around 20 and 30 years old, and also the diet, the food that we're eating. Simon wanted to argue with me. I said, Simon, do you know that there's a lot of food in your country that's been banned, but that is readily available here in the United States? A lot of countries don't sell Mountain Dew. I told my son to stop drinking Mountain Dew. He loved it. I said, drink Sprite. I heard about, I mean, it's the lesser of the two evils. I said, and I told him, you want your dick to stop working? I scared him. You want your dick to stop working? He was like, why, Mom? And I'm like, stop drinking Mountain Dew.
Nah,
you ain't gonna be able.
They both are bad, Grace. They both are terrible.
Yeah. So I mean, soda is bad regardless. You know, but there's this one ingredient that they put in Mountain Dew that it has been banned in a lot of countries around the world. And like, I think somebody on the panel was saying certain cereals. You know, it's just there's a lot. There's a lot of crap in our foods, processed starch. You know, I mean, I understand people don't want to make macaroni and cheese from scratch all the time, but that Kraft macaroni and cheese with the powdered cheese or the Velveeta, that's not good for us either. It's loaded with sodium. Frozen foods. People eat a lot of frozen foods. Do you know how many additives and preservatives there's in frozen foods? Hello, how do you think they preserve the food? Wife School Podcast said the cell phone's in the pocket. Yeah, I mean, yeah, the G5, I mean, there's just so much shit going on that I'm surprised so many of us are still living, you know. And I was trying to explain, Uncle Ferg, to Simon that the pharmaceutical companies, big business here, they keep us sick. So we can go to the doctor, go get these unnecessary tests when you could just take a blood test and it'll let us know what's going on. But now you see the kind of insurance you got, and they're gonna run it. Oh, let's do a CT, let's do this, let's do that. That's just to file claims. It's big business in America.
You know what also found out that can affect a man's ED.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of this is what and my wife works in the health field, and and it's just unfortunate that one, some things go undiagnosed, and as you get older, it kicks in and affects it, and then you go to the doctor, you realize you had something, and you can't they don't know where they got it from, but they've been carrying that trait around for years. And some have fluid on their testicles that they don't know it. Just a fluid that builds up. The fluid, pressure on the prostate. A lot of things affect it. My brother, he's had a hernia a couple of times. Now he has prostate cancer. I've been getting my checkup since in the military, so I'm always hey, figure it out.
I remember when my dad went through it, they caught it early.
Yeah.
And they put radiation seeds in his testicles. I mean, he was a motherfucker walking around in pain. He was miserable. I felt so bad for him. See, my dad wasn't embarrassed to talk about it because he was proud of the fact that they caught it early. Because my mom didn't play that shit. My mom would make his doctor's appointments, and she would make sure she would go with him and fill out his paperwork. And he said, baby, all you got to do is show up. Just come to the doctor. And my dad was like, okay, honey, we'll go. And they caught it early because he always went to the doctor. But some of y'all, especially some of y'all black men, do not like. And just to let y'all know, my male embracers, there's no longer necessary the test where you bend over, cough. They can do your prostate results, do blood tests now. So you even that has been upgraded. Okay? So he doesn't have to stick your fingers up there.
Yeah.
They can simply do a blood test now. So what is the excuse now?
And
they're
and everything. The VA checks your stool. They do something. They check your stool sample. All of it. Different tests that they can do.
You have to get that colonoscopy. You have to get everything checked out, man, because it's heartbreaking when you find out you're at stage 4 and there's nothing that they could do for you. And then let's not even talk about chemo, because sometimes chemo does more damage than actually killing the cancer. Go ahead, Mr. Best, and we're gonna wrap up. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna get my final thoughts. I'm gonna grab food. Grace, I'm gonna hit you up in about 30 minutes offline.
Okay.
Salute to Uncle Ferg. But look, man, more of the story is, man, look, take care of your body. Exercise, drink water. I'm telling you, that water thing is a big thing. Drink water regularly. Fruits and veggies have to be on the plates. As always, keep that in your body as well. Exercise regularly. You know what I mean? Get your Bowflex on. You know what I'm saying? Get your Schwarzenegger on. You know what I mean? Lift them weights and all that. You know what I mean? And just keep yourself in good shape, man. Keep yourself, active, and you'll be all right. And you'll be swinging your bat like Barry Bonds out here. Trust me, you'll be.
I know
fine.
that's right.
You know what I'm saying? With that being said, much love, family. Thanks for this topic, Grace. You know what I mean? Always bringing information. Much love to you, family. Much love to everybody.
Thanks for coming. I appreciate you. And I'm going to be premiering this show so it can show again. I might do it once a month for the next 6 months, damn it. Because y'all going to learn to go to the doctor. I need y'all around.
Definitely. All right. Later, y'all. Much love, family.
All right. Much love. Uncle Ferg, thank you for coming. I was hoping that you would come because you are an older gentleman. You're open to talk about topics that people will feel uncomfortable about talking. I was a little bit weirded out, but I say, you know what? I got to do it. It's June. It's men's health awareness. And a lot of women just don't realize what men go through. I'm tired of hearing that men suffer in silence. Y'all men should not suffer in silence. What the fuck you there for then? What are you there for?
Grace, I don't know. I wish I knew the answers. A lot of time we just self-inflict ourselves and we live in that pain for years without even telling anybody. My father, he just passed in January, but my father, over the last he retired at age 60. Between 60 and 65, he had 8 heart attacks, 8 little baby heart attacks. Damn. He had 2 strokes. And he had cancer. prostate cancer. He was so determined to keep himself moving that it reoccurred September of last year. He worked because he went back to work, like working baseball. It reoccurred, but he never changed his lifestyle. So that was the reason that he's no longer here today, because he maintained the same lifestyle. And it just got the best of him. And it went fast. From the time he went to the hospital to the time he left was probably 20 days.
And you know what I think it is? Look how long he's had that for, right?
Yep.
I think is the fact that knowing it kills the spirit. It really does. Because how your dad walked around all this time. What's up? Through the Fire podcast. Thank you for coming through. Don't forget to press the like, share, and subscribe. Well, you're subscribed already. You better be. I'm one away from 600. I want that 600, and we're gonna get to 1,000 by November 7th. But it's the fact that he found out that he had cancer. I think that what killed him more than the actual cancer, because he was walking around just fine. But it's the knowing. It's the knowing and the fear of what's going to happen to me, or am I going to make it? You understand what I'm saying? Because I had a boss. He smoked like a chimney. He ate horribly. We knew he was kind of sickly, but we found out he was in stage 4. I got mad at the wife because I don't think his body was strong enough to take that chemo. Not even 3 weeks later, he was gone. I really think it was the chemo that took him out because his body was too weak. You're in stage 4. He was still smoking. He was still working. He was still doing everything. But as soon as he found out, they agreed. She talked him into getting chemo. And that really fried. I mean, because that's what chemo is. It's frying your insides. It's killing the cancer. And sometimes it can kill your liver. It can kill your kidney at the same time. It could do a lot of damage sometimes. Yes, the cancer goes into remission and it goes away, but it's the aftermath. And that's what really sucks about it. And I'm so sorry about your dad. You know, the same thing with my dad. My dad he passed away. He was 74 years old. He could have lived longer. But he chose to do it his way. That's why his favorite song is My Way from Frank Sinatra. He chose to eat whatever. He always used to say, everything good in life is either illegal, immoral, or fattening. You're going to die if you're skinny. You're going to die if you're fat. You're going to die if you're ugly. You're going to die if you're pretty. Live your life. And that's what he did. That's what he did. I mean, he made it to 74, which is pretty good. But I think he would have had a good 10, 15 years left if he would have just listened to his doctors. Mm-hmm. I mean, when I would call him, Uncle Ferg, and tell him, hey, I'm on my way, he would call within 4 times. By the time I got there, stop over here, because he would see shit on TV. Stop at Long John Silver's and get me this. Stop here and get me this. Get me that. Don't worry about the money. I got you when you get here. I'm like, damn, Dad, you know? And he was gluttony. He just needed to see the food. He loved food. He loved to feed people. I mean, he'll sit there and watch you eat and then talk about what's for dinner. What do you want for dinner? I'm like, Dad, can I finish lunch? Yeah, I mean, you talk about my weight, but who's the one putting the weight on me? I mean, come on. But I just hope that I really open some people's eyes, because that's what I always try to do. Yes, Long John Silver, that's old. He loved them damn hush puppies and that codfish. God, I love my dad. I mean, he was a good eater. He loved to eat. I just really hope, and Travel One says, pride, arrogance, and stubbornness and fear equals black men. Medical care is a part of life. You know she got to do her thing. Stop. It wouldn't be Travel One if it wasn't Travel One, you know? But the thing is, a lot of women too are prideful and arrogant and stuff, and they too don't go to the doctor. Travel one, you know, I always gotta flip what you say. You always say about things about men, but us women are like that too. Oh no, baby, I'm okay. It's just a little bump. I'll go ahead and wash it off. Now all of a sudden you got gangrene because it ain't got infected because you didn't tell nobody. You got diabetes. You know that any little cut. You're not supposed to get pedicures if you got diabetes like that. And so it goes both ways, Travel One. You know, I'm going to throw in us in that too. It's not just the men. The men are worse when it comes to that.
Gangrene?
Yeah, when they have to cut your foot off.
Now, I have heard, like, when I was in Chicago, I used to work in some foster care cases. And what I've learned is a lot of women, when they go get a yearly, they don't get the
Pap smear?
Yeah, but it's something where they can test what you got going on. They don't.
Yeah, it's the Pap smear where they clamp the damn clitoris, and it makes it juicy, and then they swab it, and then they take that for a test. That's how they can find out what sexual transmitted diseases you have. They can find out if you have a urinary tract infection. They can find out everything. I have a routine where I go to the doctor every January. I start my year off by going to my primary, by going to my GYN, by going to my dentist, by doing everything, because, you know, insurance people want you to use their insurance and your deductible. So you start at the beginning of the year so you can ride out on that insurance. I mean, we have to, my son, I would take him to the doctor 3 days before school started. So he can bring in his paperwork, you know, his sports papers and stuff right up to date, because he was growing so fast and losing weight so fast that I would do it right before school, because cholesterol, high blood pressure, and hypertension runs on his daddy's side of the family. I always got his blood work checked. And one time it came back high. His cholesterol came back high. He's like, it's nothing to be concerned about, but because it runs on his father's side of the family, and the fact that he's so young and he's showing these numbers, so I had to change his whole diet. I had to change his whole diet.
Yeah, that's important.
And when we went back, the doctor wanted to see him 6 months later to redo the blood work, and it went back to normal. I stopped frying everything like I was. I stopped using so much butter. I used olive oil instead of, just little changes like that. I stopped buying soda. If he wanted soda, I would get him with a little 22 ounce, no 2 liters. You know, I never really had 2 liters. His drink was chocolate milk. That's all he drank, was freaking chocolate milk. That's because that's all I drank when I was pregnant with him. I mean, I would drink a gallon of chocolate milk a day while I was pregnant with him. And it's funny. He's 18 years old. He'll go to a restaurant and order chocolate milk. I'm like, damn. But I didn't even realize how overweight my son was, because that was my son and I didn't see it. And I always would wonder, why is he wearing hoodies in the Florida weather, 92 degrees? And he finally told me when he lost all the weight, Mom, I had boobs. And I would get teased all the time because of my man boobs. So I would wear a hoodie to hide them. He lost the weight. I got him with a trainer. And my homeboy, he was good. He went into Walmart to teach him how to shop. You know, he was like, okay, we're working out, but 90% is nutrition. And when he brought all that food home, okay, now I know what he needs to eat and stuff like, and he lost the weight and he hasn't gained any weight back since.
Yeah. Grace, he got rid of his baby fat, you know, his spoiled mama fat. That's all he got rid of. Boys go through that. You know what I'm saying?
The doctor asked, he was like, because he lost like 45 pounds in a year.
And he got taller too, right?
Yep. Yep. And he loves it now. Now he works out. He's working out. And he's very slim right now. But you know, when a man has to fill in, you know, he has to fill in. He has to get thick.
He's 30, so he'll get his grown man look. Grown man
Yeah,
preacher.
I can't wait for that because he already so handsome. I want to like, wow, he's really a man now, you know. But anyway, that's my baby. He lost the weight. I, as a mother, didn't realize that he was big because that was my baby. But he was. He was a chubby one, you
Yeah.
know. But he lost it. He lost it in the eighth grade.
You know what always amazes me is that when I grew up and when I was growing up, even the women, if they were, I considered overweight at the time, they was probably 160, 170. For the most part, women wasn't built like they are today. Wasn't no
Again, it's
38
the food.
WWE. Yeah,
It's
it was
the
the
food
food.
that we're eating.
And
But also, we can't stop eating
but
bad
we played
shit.
outside a lot. We walked the
Yep.
concrete. I know a guy.
We
This
rode our bikes all day, played kickball, tag, kicked the. I mean, we did a lot. You're right. Now these kids just want to sit at home, play video games, stay on their phones, and not go out. And we didn't need no phones. Don't let the street lights catch you before you come home. That was
yeah,
the only communication we needed. And even there was a lady on our block that had a cowbell. And she would ring that cowbell, and that was to let all the kids know in the neighborhood it was time to go home.
your ass home.
Yup.
It was a
And
community.
if I got whooped at somebody's house for doing something wrong, I would get whooped when I got home. I mean, it's very individual now. It's very me, you know, and fuck everybody else. Nobody cares about each other anymore. And it's sad.
All right, Travel One. Listen, I'm gonna give you a story about a man. When I was younger, it was a guy. I promise you, he weighed over 300 pounds. He was 13 years old. Right? I ain't gonna lie. He used to get on scales, and it would go to 300 and stick. Over time, he started riding bikes every day. We used to ride maybe 15, 20 miles, ride to another state. That's, just Indiana, Kentucky. That's how close they were. And shoot, I saw him maybe a month ago. The guy was smaller than me. He said he
Damn.
never stopped working out. He said he just had to stay busy because he found himself at one point getting close to 350. He said he just started working out more, and now he's probably 200 at best. So I think, man, listen, nobody's going to save you. As you can see, nobody's going to save you. So you have to treat your body with respect. Eat right, especially today. Drink less. We used to have a thing where we wait till Friday to get tipsy, not Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday,
You go to
Thursday.
the barber shop. This is what you do. You get off work. You go to the barber shop. You get your liquor. You get your smoke on. You buy food, and then you chill. And
Yes.
then you go to the club later on because you're not gonna spend all that money at the club. You're gonna get tipsy in the parking lot with the ice in the bag and the 4 cups and the bag. Come on, man. Been there, done that.
I don't know,
They
Jimmy.
don't know. They don't know. Then afterwards, we used to go to Ray's Chicken Shack and get chicken gizzards with some hot sauce and that lemon cake. I mean, chicken gizzards with the Wonder Bread. And Travel One, you see, she said, "This is not about black women today, Grace. Come on. When did the black woman ever come out of my mouth? It's y'all that always put."
Grace, I bought it up just so
Oh.
Travel One can get a Kudakata to calm down. I bought it up. I bought up women just in the eating habits.
But did you say black women?
I did not say black women. I said,
But you see, who's the one that always corners that term? I didn't say anything about black women. You didn't say. We're talking about women in general. You got Hispanics walking around like a linebacker. You got black women walking around like linebackers. White women, we all fat, no matter what color.
yes.
But with that being said, was that your final thoughts, my dear?
Well, I'll just say this. These topics are really important to have in the regard, especially as it's summertime. I've been saying this for a couple of weeks. Man, get your ass outside, exercise, There's nothing sexier than you walking around doing some push-ups and some sit-ups in the park, and that big booty Judy come walking past and see you exercising. This is a great opportunity now. Everybody get in shape. We need everybody here. Our numbers are going to be suspect over the next 10 years. And if you want to be around, you better take it upon yourself to eat better, drink less. The jury's still out on smoking weed. Give up the cigarettes. Have more sex because they giving it away free. That'll help you stay good.
Yep.
So,
You get your 21 in. Get your 21 in.
You can get 21 women and get your 21 days in. Or you can.
Or you can shout out to Lost in Translation. 20 in the front, 40 in the back. You know, black women. Travel once said, "Black women are the prize." I'm not even going to entertain that one.
It's not true.
So let me go ahead and do my final thoughts, and I'm gonna be. Thank you, Uncle Ferg, for coming. I appreciate you. Ladies and gentlemen, we must do the necessary steps to take care of the erectile dysfunction issue within our men, whether that's black men, Spanish men, Chinese men, purple men, Martian men. Remember, we are not getting any younger. The most significant risk factor for ED is age, obesity, diabetes, depression, and heart disease. Heavy alcoholic consumption and smoking. To my lady embracers, make the appointment for your men. Show grace and empathy and walk with him to get this situation situated. Because it affects you too. If he can't get it hard, you ain't getting none. And to my men, my beloved kings, my black kings, go to the damn doctor. Change your diet, exercise, take your vitamins, get therapy, and get some damn sleep. Embrace change so your penis can do what it do. So, with that being said, guys, thank you for coming. Y'all can still drop comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. You're welcome to drop a Cash App to support the channel. Black men, make your own medical appointment. Wow. You just want to be combative all the way to the end. You want to be kicking and screaming all the way to the end. No. If you're a wife, it's your wifely duty to make his appointments for him because he's too busy working, trying to provide and protect. Travel One. That's the point.
I'll make my own appointments, Travel One. My wife just goes with me to support me.
You see that? You see? But my ex-husband, he didn't even like filling out the paperwork. He's like, why we gotta fill out this paperwork all the damn time? But with that being said, I just want to say thank you guys. This was a hard one for me. Stop chasing harlots, black men, but you won't. Oh Lord, there wouldn't be any harlots to chase. If there wasn't, there wouldn't be any harlots to chase if there weren't any harlots available. You see how I'm always gonna flip it on you like a pancake. I'm always gonna flip it on you, boo. I am, but I love you. You know that when you see my intro, that's you that I'm speaking of. Someone I love to hate and hate to love, but women need to stop choosing the Pookies and Ray Rays too. So. But anyway, let me go ahead and get my outro out of here. Guys, again, I appreciate y'all. I'm definitely going to run this show again because it needs to be seen. It needs to be heard. Take care of each other so we can live a longer, harder life. But with that being said, y'all have a good night. Thank you, Uncle Ferg.
Thank you.